Bill Belichick is somebody that Jerry Jones has always wanted to hire, but will Belichick want to take over that job?
All in on Travis Hunter? I don't know.
They always have somebody crying in the stands, right? Like they always find that one Cowboy fan.
I had a notorious Dallas Cowboys hater on the show today to build a plan for the Cowboys going forward that I'm sure that they will watch and follow to a T. Should they trade Micah Parsons? Should they try and get out of the Dak Prescott contract that they just signed? Should they make any other move? Should they fire Mike McCarthy? Should they retire Jerry Jones? We covered it all with Joe Morley in today's episode. If you guys want to check out Joe Morley's stuff after the episode, I'll put the links to everything Joe Morley does in the description below. He tried his best to help out the Cowboys here. It was very hard to get him to do this, and I had to pay him a lot of money. So please help me out by supporting this video and sharing it with Cowboys fans. All right, I'm gonna pass the mic over to a different version of myself now, talking to Joe Morley. I'm a Chargers fan. My friend Joe Morley Sports here is a Raiders fan, and I would say Dallas Cowboys hater, but we're generous guys, and we're on the show today to still help save the Dallas Cowboys franchise. Joe Morley, I brought you on because only you can give an unbiased opinion on the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, and everybody knows that if the Cowboys aren't good, it's not, well, it's funny for the NFL fans. We love it. We love when the Cowboys suck. But I have a lot of friends that are Cowboy fans, and I want to help them out. I want to give them hope, and I want them to go back to saying, this is our year, Mike. We're going to go, and then I want to see them fail in the first round. So there's nothing better. Like, you don't want the Cowboys to suck where they don't make the playoffs. You want to get them to the playoffs so then we can make fun of them when they lose the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yes, and it helps with the memes too and everything. It just adds to the effect of it when it's exactly the same thing as it happens every single year. But we're gonna because the lie here.
No matter what, they always have somebody crying in the stands, right? Like they always find that one Cowboy fan. Remember that guy and his girlfriend? And she's
like, they're doing it on purpose. They're doing it on purpose. They are. It's intentional at this point. They're lining up these shots like they're already looking for people when things are starting to go bad. Like they're starting to look around the crowd like, look who looks the saddest. Next bad thing that happens, we're panning to them. That's the person that we're gonna put on the screen right now. But we're gonna try and help the fans, if the Cowboys follow our plan, avoid that sadness happening once again. It might be unavoidable, but we're going to talk about, like I said, the players that they should trade, maybe coaches maybe they should be looking at, who should be fired, who should be hired, and everything in between. Let's start with the players first here, Joe. And there's two players I want to talk about specifically because my personal opinion on the Dallas Cowboys, how they should go about this is they should just focus on building defense. You've already spent too much on offense. Use draft capital only on the offensive side of the ball. Let's bring in a defensive-minded head coach, I think, and let's figure out what's going on defense. But ironically, I think their path to improve the defense is to trade defensive players. But do you think that this team has any business signing Micah Parsons to the most lucrative contract an edge rusher has ever received?
No. I like Micah Parsons, but I don't think he... Here's my thing is Parsons has shown that he's not it sucks. Parsons is not a game changer. He's not a game changer, Mike, to be honest with you. Like there's a lot of times where other teams take him right out of the play, right out of the game. And you're watching the Cowboy game and you're like, I haven't heard Parsons' name for a long time. Like what other pass rusher or dominant pass rusher have you ever heard that? Do you ever hear that about TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, Nick Bosa? No. Every damn play they're doing something to cause the play to go somewhere else. It just seems like Micah Parsons can be taken out of the game with good game plans, and you're just looking for him and going, where is he? So to be able to pay him that top money, somebody's going to do it. Somebody in this league is going to do it because he has the talent to be able to be that game maker, and I don't know what's holding him back from doing it. but somebody will. And if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I'm letting somebody else pay. I'm letting somebody else do it, and I'm taking the draft capital for it.
Well, I think is holding him back from doing it is weak secondary play. I mean, I don't feel like the Cowboys have the well put together defense where he's able to just like take on double and triple teams play after play and get there in an efficient manner to still make those game changing plays that you're asking for. Because yeah, TJ Watt, he still gets through these double and triple teams, but that's because the quarterback is running away from other monsters on the other side of the D line. And this secondary for Pittsburgh, especially this year, has been phenomenal. They've always had game records like Minka Fitzpatrick in the secondary. And, you know, Joey Porter Jr. is turning out to be a really good corner for them. And I think that you give Micah Parsons similar time to get after the quarterback, he'll start making those game-changing plays we're used to seeing his rookie year. But over the last 2 years specifically, the Cowboys defense has been bad with just a few star players kind of game wrecking it. And it's been Deron Bland, Trevon Diggs with the interceptions the year before that, and Micah Parsons. And that's it. And it's very thin. And that's why I think that their ability to improve this defense would get severely damaged if they sign Micah to this deal, because you already spent so much on the offensive side of the ball. Now you sign Micah on this side of the ball. You're basically saying, like, we're going to continue to take the Walmart discounts at corner and at safety and at linebacker and at the other side of the D line instead of using that cap space to build a well-rounded, well-put-together defense with a lesser edge rusher. And if you trade Micah Parsons, you're going to get multiple first-round picks. I think it's undebatable that it's going to be at least 2, and there's a chance you can get a player involved in the trade and probably extra picks from there. I think the Micah Parsons trade can be very much like what the Texans did with the Deshaun Watson trade, but on the defensive side of the ball. They flipped Deshaun Watson into an entirely new offense.
Yeah, and Cowboy fans will hate it because I'm sure everybody has Parsons jerseys. He's a popular player, but you're losing and you're getting your ass kicked with him right now, right? You're like, that's what you got to look at. Like, do you have a top defense with him? Is he making that big of a difference? No. So go out there, rebuild it, rip the Band-Aid off now, and start building other pieces and bring them in. The issue is not trading Mike Parsons, right? Like, if you trade him, that's good, or whatever you want to do with him. The issue is doing something with the pieces that you get back from Mike Parsons. Because if you fell on that, that's when Cowboy fans should eat you up.
Yeah, and that's when we're going to move on. Talk management and what they should do as far as that, and then we'll talk more specifically what positions these management probably should target or highlight the most. But one more player to talk about, and I don't think he's worth the first round pick. I really don't, because of his contract especially and how bad it is. And it's the Cowboys' fault. They signed him to this terrible contract knowing what he was. Like, I don't know how you watch tape on Trevon Diggs and pay him. I can't put it together. And I'm a fan of the kid. I think he's one of the better ball hawks in the NFL when it comes to purely the skill of taking the ball away. Don't throw it up in the air around this guy. Don't let that thing float. But in man-to-man coverage, he's bad. Like, he's not even a top 10, top 15, top 20 corner in man-to-man coverage. He's a guy that is really good if you let him sit in the zones and play the football when it hits the air. They signed Trevon Diggs to a maxed out contract, and now they're going to have to try and trade him, I think.
Yeah, the problem is he had that good year when he led the did he lead the league in interceptions that year, where he was just picking them off? But he was a typical basically market.
Joe, I don't mean to cut you off. He got so many interceptions because he was getting targeted like crazy.
Yeah, because the year that he led the league in interceptions, but he also led the league in yards given up. Right? It was the same. It was like the same year where they had 1,000 yards against them. I think that year. Yeah. Like, unbelievable. And like, it was either you get burnt or you make the interception. And we see a lot of cornerbacks like that. Like I was going to say, like Marcus Peters was a guy like that. It's every team that he was on, it's either you make the big play or sometimes you get burnt. Like we're seeing that with Jack Jones on the Raiders right now. You saw that there's a lot of big names you got to take the good with the bad. And you should have known that, hey, maybe we shouldn't have paid him the big money. We should have he's earned money to get some, but he doesn't deserve top cornerback. He's not a shutdown cornerback. And even this week against the San Francisco 49ers, he took a lot of heat because he's running right next to George Kittle. And I understand. I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, he's taking a better angle, but he's not throwing that shoulder out there. He's not making that. He's making what they call it now, the business decision, right? So and then he's gonna get mad and tell us to talk about these nuts. But Diggs shouldn't have got paid. But I don't know what you can get for him. Like, I don't understand what you can get.
Well, I still think that teams are gonna look at him. They're gonna see the name. They're gonna see the interceptions. I think he still is gonna be worth something if the Cowboys will pay a lot of this deal. I'm eyeing Houston. I think that'd be perfect for Trayvon. That'd be perfect for the Cowboys. That'd be perfect for Stephon Diggs. That'd be perfect for everybody. Just add him to that defense. He doesn't need to be cornerback one. This guy will be a beast if you move him into the slot and just have him game wreck. Just have him go after the freaking football and stop acting like he is a cornerback one that should be outside with the best receivers in the NFL. He's going to get cooked by every single team's wide receiver one in man coverage. And that's coming from a guy. I like to think that I know what I'm talking about when I watch cornerback tape and who's good and who's not good and who's going to get toasted and who's going to be able to keep up. This cat, he can't keep up in man coverage. The skills aren't there. He tried to play corner late in his life. People don't remember that. He became a corner in college. He was a receiver his entire life. So that makes sense why his ball skills are so good. And that's why he's an asset in the NFL still. And his man-to-man coverage skills are so bad. But maybe Bill Belichick can save him, Joe. And that's what I want to talk about next here is the Cowboys are clearly firing Mike McCarthy unless there is some drastic miracle run to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't see how Mike McCarthy keeps his job. Like, and we talked. This is something that I talked about in the offseason with you, Michael. I said we're waiting for the dumpster fire of the Dallas Cowboys. We're waiting for them to quit on Mike McCarthy because Mike McCarthy's in a lame duck contract where he doesn't have a contract after this year. You have no faith in your team, and this is on the ownership of letting your coach go in here because you saw everybody has seen this. Like we if you looked at the Cowboys, you knew what was coming.
Yeah, we did see it coming, and there was a lot of smoke in there. But who?
That's
after.
Like, this is the one part I'll give props to Cowboy fans. Everybody would love to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, right? America's team, put on the star, put on that historic franchise logo and walk in there. But not everybody wants to work for Jerry Jones. And that's the thing. Like, Jerry Jones is getting to that age where he's right. Like, look at the way that Jerry Jones is just throwing people, his own players, his own coaches under the buses on podcasts and stuff like that. Like, he's saying that he puts together the best roster. There's no holes in this roster. It's all coaching. It's all players' fault, right? So who would want, like, would a young offensive coordinator or a young defensive coordinator want to go in that situation? I don't think so. I think you're going to have to find somebody experienced. Bill Belichick is somebody that Jerry Jones has always wanted to hire, but will Belichick want to take over that job? Like, if Belichick had a choice of going to Dallas or the Giants next year, which one do you think he would pick?
The Giants.
I think he would pick the Giants too.
Especially, I mean, I'm assuming the Giants are going to be picking in the top 5.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and you don't need to draft an edge rusher. Like, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns are already there. Like, he has the freedom to draft any position he wants in the top 5. He gets the number 1 at that position in the league, whether it's Travis Hunter or if he wants to freaking continue to beast up the defense. Excuse me, and draft another freaking pass rusher. I don't know.
I think the mistake the Cowboys made was letting Dan Quinn walk. When they knew that he was going to be, they should have made the change right there. They should have fired McCarthy, hired Dan Quinn, because Dan Quinn seemed like he had the voice of the locker room. Like, he had the Dallas Cowboy players behind him more than any other coach on that staff.
Yeah. And I think that they need to go defensive minded, I think, with their hire. I think that's the key here for the Cowboys and getting this turned around immediately. If they can somehow put together another top defense, the offense is ready, man. Like, CeeDee Lamb is that guy. It is proven. He is Justin Jefferson level player. Like, we don't have to worry about the passing game. We can bring in guys to go with CeeDee Lamb. He's going to freaking dominate. They can continue to build this O-line. That's a key part of the Dallas offense, but they're just young. They need to get better. They need to grow together. They'll pick up a running back over the years. It's going to be completely fine. They're going to be able to do all of that, I think, through the draft from here on out on the offensive side of the ball. They got to get a defensive-minded head coach. I don't care which coordinator it is. Maybe they steal the Chargers. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to go that small of name. If it's Bill Belichick, it's Bill Belichick. They need to avoid just continuing to try and make this offense carry the entire team. It's not going to happen. Not with Dak Prescott at quarterback. It's not going to happen. Unfortunately, they need this defense to be good if they want to have success. And that's why I think that they should focus on that. And Bill Belichick would be absolutely perfect. But you're right, Joe. Until Jerry Jones is out of the way, why would Bill Belichick want to come in and deal with that shitstorm? Although you can say on the same coin, Bill Belichick might view himself as the guy that can come in and deal with that shitstorm.
Yeah, but if you're a team, you don't want to have Bill Belichick as your GM either. Like we've seen that. Yeah. We've seen those drafts.
You need to be the coach, right? Jerry should just completely step aside, and he should just be the mouthpiece for the Dallas Cowboys. Just go up there and just cheer him on, man. Just say positive things. Only let your son run the damn team.
Yeah, because I mean, I have faith in Stephen Jones and stuff that I've seen from him. And it looks like he's level-headed and he knows what he's kind of doing. You know what I mean? Like, so I think it just, you just get stuck in your way. And Jerry Jones knows football, and he's probably forgot more football than we've ever learned. But it's just, you know what I mean? But it's just like sometimes you step on your own feet, man.
It's true. It's true. So I think the moral of the story here, save the Cowboys franchise. Their path towards that direction. They need to make a move at coach, and I think personally in the defensive direction, even though, like you're saying, any coach would want the job. So,
and the good thing for the Cowboys is next year's free agent class is a lot of defensive players. Is
true.
Good
defensive coaches.
Yeah. Maybe not top elite players, but good. Because if you have a good coordinator with good players, not you don't need an elite players, just good players that know what they're doing, you can win some games.
Yeah, it could turn around immediately. I mean, the Chargers went from 31-1 this year so far in scoring, which is insane, and that can happen for the Cowboys too, for sure. And I think that's the key. And I would say the second thing is they're gonna have to trade Micah Parsons, especially just because of the what he's worth, the issues that they're having internally with him. And then 3, from there, they need to attack improving the offensive line in the draft, the running back position in the draft, and then whatever it takes on the defensive side of the ball in free agency and in the draft.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a lot. That's a lot. They were talking about multiple years.
Yeah, and if you're going to change head coaches, you're going to have to give another year of getting their players in here, going through all that, which it happens when you change coaches. They're gonna have to get rid of some of their guys, but it's for the better. Like to be honest, Mike, I'm surprised Mike McCarthy lasted.
Yeah, you thought that he'd be done by mid-season.
Well, that first year that he had was horrible. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm saying like overall.
Yeah. Like last season, they should have already done this last season. Made that move. I mean, we've went to Cowboys training camp 3 straight years now, I believe. At least me or you, one of the two, and gotten firsthand look at it. And the first 2 years, we would leave training camp like, wow, this is a freaking beastly team. And this year, when I went to training camp, it was a dead practice, like completely dead. From the fans to the field, Mike McCarthy wasn't even on the field anymore. He was up in the box. The players were all just walking around the field. There was no energy there. I went during CeeDee Lamb's holdout. So CeeDee was there on the sideline just freaking watching. And that's just painful to see as guys are dropping pass after pass. And CeeDee's just standing there and they're refusing to pay him. Like very early on, you could tell that this was going south. And there's no way internally the Cowboys didn't see it too. Yeah. And they know what they're doing. Jerry Jones knows what he's doing. He said they're all in this year, which means if they don't win, heads are rolling. Guys are gone.
They should be. Maybe he was saying he was all in on losing. Maybe he was like all in on like
All in on
Going
Shedeur
in and
Sanders.
rebuilding. I don't know what the hell.
All in on Travis Hunter. I don't know.
But you know what sucks, Mike? Like, and I give Dallas Cowboy fans a hard time. We give 49er fans a hard time. We give some of these Raider fans. You give Raider fans a hard time. These are some of the most passionate fan bases, and they should be winning. Like I feel like at the end of the day, I talk a lot of shit. We talk a lot of shit, but some of these fans deserve better. And Dallas Cowboy fans, you deserve better. I'll say that right now. I'll give you your flowers right there. Raider fans deserve better. You should be winning. You should be going to the Super. Like, these are teams that we should be out there. When your fans are out there supporting and giving more to the franchise than you feel like the franchise is giving to them, it's great.
What about Charger fans? You didn't mention Charger fans.
Well, there's like 10 of you guys. Like, you guys haven't got there yet.
Okay, well, Dallas, you have your marching orders from us. Go get it done. Fix the team.
Jerry, call us up. We'll help you out. We'll walk you through the whole.
Yeah, we'll help you out. Put some smiles on Dallas Cowboys fans' faces, Jerry, and just listen to exactly what we just said. Hey, you'll be completely fine. Again, go check out Joe Morley's stuff. His links will be in the description below, to his Instagram page, to his YouTube channel. If you guys want to go and follow him there, I'm sure you'll be posting more Dallas Cowboys content as the season continues to unfold and continues to literally fall apart and unravel before our very eyes. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel with notifications on. We'll have more content dropping this week on the NFL. How will the Dallas Cowboys retool and rebuild this team? I don't think it's going to go well, just based off of who's running the team. But I guess sooner or later, I won't lie. Thank you for tuning in to another NFL Mike video. Now it's time to go make more football friends, or go and compete in the Mike's Pickems Challenge, or against me in daily fantasy football challenges by joining my completely free NFL group chat. Or head to fifthdown.shop and check out and see if we got your team's newest designs. Or now you can simply rep your favorite players without having to wear another team's gear. And then tag us in pictures of you wearing your Fifth Down merch for a shout out in the next episode of NFL Mike's Corner, and help us reach our goal of getting 1,000 NFL fans wearing Fifth Down. Or you can head to the next NFL Mike video by clicking it. It's on your screen. Go ahead.